Let's walk through how to create an order. So the first thing, make sure you've clicked on the order board, and then that gives you the option to the right to add an order. And we're going to be doing some recipes. And the origin is going to be our packing shed. And the vendor, this needs to be the grower. And so let me show you in this field it says vendor, but there's a few things we need to make sure settings are set up right for our grower, whose potatoes that we're running, for those to pull out correctly. And so we're going to go into our settings and companies, and we're going to go to Farmer Bob, and we're going to make sure that he is checked as is grower and is vendor. And then we also need to tie him to the packing shed where we've made the product in the locations area. And so now we can go back and create this order, and he's going to show up for us. So once again, we're going to put in packing shed, and then he will show up in the pop down as a vendor. But remember, that also means grower. And so customer, and we're going to select our destination. And then if we have a contract, we can put that. We're going to let's do some 40 count cartons. And we're going to let's do 500 of these. And our ship date, delivery date, we'll just put them a couple days out from each other. We're going to save this. And so this is our order. Here at the top, we have all the order details, the salesperson who booked it, ship date, delivery date, and then we have our profit loss statement that once we start filling things in, that'll populate. We also have carrier details, the load information details, from everything from the pallets to if you need a temp recorder. All of that can be captured there. And then we have the actual products that we've created that we're putting on this order. And the first one is populated and created, and then we can add all of the rest. And we can see we have a few fields there. We'll get back into that. But down below is where we can do our freight and fees. And so here I'm going to add another item to this order. We're going to put in some 80 count, some Spuddy Buddy in there, and we're going to do a few of those, and then we definitely have to press that plus sign for that one to show up. So we've got two products on this order, and I'm going to press that greater than sign and the advanced options. Now it's going to show the vendor or grower. So I'm going to put in $10 here on the rate, and then our production costs. So that's what's going to be invoiced to the customer, and the production cost is what it costs for you to buy it or purchase it. So going back to this field, we need to make sure that a few things are set up here. We're going to go here into our commodities and make sure that the receipts, which we're running, that we have this box checked. So show the filled column in order details and shipping mode. And so if that's not checked, or sorry, model, if that's not checked, then it's not going to show up and you aren't going to have that option. So I'm gonna do that advance, and now that it's there, we can either pull product if we pulled it directly from the field into the packing shed, into the origin. So origin, filled, or we can toggle this over to storage. So if the storage went into the packing shed, but the importance of that is that gives us our appropriate drop downs that are tied to our vendor or grower. And if we do not have, and I'm going to select that for both of those, but if we don't have that set up right, and tied in there, then it's not going to populate. So let's just go double check. We're going to go to that storage that Farmer Bob went into, and that was the potato storage cellar. And we can see Farmer Bob's in there. That was the lot that ran into there. And so now that populates in there for us. And so our next step, just verifying we've got potato storage, that was that, and also that lot tied to it. Now we need to accept the order. Once we accept the order, you'll notice we have some more options that popped up in here, and you'll notice that those header labels are turned blue. And we'll move this forward. We're going to advance this. We're going to mark it as in transit, and we're going to push it through to delivered. And that's going to let us fill out a couple more of these columns here. And so, before we go to the reports, let's fill these out. And so we can just tap on that, and you see where it gives us the option to update all the quantities. And so if you've got 15, 20 products on this order, you can just click that header, and it highlights blue, and you click the yes, and it will fill all those in. Now we're going to go into our storage, potato storage cellar, and now we're going to see this on the back end. We can see the orders that are now tied to this storage and to that grower, to that vendor. We also have our receiving in, our tear. And so now we're starting to build this out, showing all the data of what's come into the cellar and what's gone out. We can see our total orders, and then what we have left to that we can ship out of there, or that we can move from there into our shed and ship out of there. So if we go back to our order board, we can see a summary of all of our orders, and we can see the status that they're in. We can also see this count number up here. As you start building orders and you're dealing with dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of orders a day, you can keep track just simply with the total number that's in there for whatever date ranges that you have selected. And I'm going to go back to today. And that is how we create an order within FusionWare.